Why 94% of the Chinese live to the right of this line. China covers an area of 3.705 million square miles. It has a population of more than 1.4 billion. Yet 94% of them are packed into less than half of the landmass. An imaginary line separates the country in two. It's called the Hehe-Tingchang Line, or the Hu Line. The area east of the line comprises 43% of China's landmass. Conversely, only 6% of the Chinese live on the left, but they occupy 57% of the area. The line was first drawn by geographer Hu Wanyang in 1935. Since then, there has been mass migration to the west, but the numbers have stayed the same. There are two main reasons for it: climate and terrain. East of the line, the land is flatter and wetter. It's easier to farm and thus more fertile. West of the line are deserts, mountains, and plateaus. It's not just much harsher terrain. It also has a drier climate, making it less attractive. And where the people are, all the rest follows. East of the line is virtually all of China's infrastructure. This can even be seen on satellite photos. At night, the area to the east is lit up like a Christmas tree. The west is a blanket of near total darkness. This is basically China's version of the Wild West. Its per capita GDP is 15% lower than in the industrialized East. There's also an ethnic factor driving the divide. China overall is ethnically very homogeneous. 92% of the population are Han Chinese. The rest are made up of 56 ethnic minorities. That's 105 million people, but for China, it's a drop in the water. Most of the minorities live west of the line. This is notably the case in Tibet and Xinjiang. These are two nominally autonomous regions. Both have non-Han ethnic majorities. There has been one major change since Hu's time, however. When he first drew the line in 1935, the statistics were: west of the line, 64% of the area, 4% of the population; east of the line, 36% of the area, 96% of the population. Now it's 57 versus 43%, and 6 versus 94%. The population moves around, so that's no mystery. Obviously, people migrate to where there are more opportunities. But how come the area west of the Hu Line has shrunk? This has to do with China's changing borders. In 1935, the People's Republic of China included Mongolia. The country only gained independence after World War II. The population west of the line has slightly increased. This is due to the notorious one-child policy. It didn't apply to minority groups west of the line, so the share of the Han Chinese is now slightly smaller. In the early 2000s, the West experienced population growth. New infrastructure projects caused more people to move there. However, it wasn't sufficient to radically change the bigger picture. Most of this growth was contained in 4 cities: Urumqi, Lanzhou, Ordos, and Yinchuan. China has another invisible line, bisecting it from east to west. This one is used to distinguish the north of the country from the south. It's called the Kingling W Line. North of the line, you get a temperate climate and snowy winters. South of the line, you get tropics and subtropics. The south is wetter, hillier, and hotter than the north, so the least populated places are in the northwest. Have you ever been to China?